Hey everybody, Jody Marketplace Boutique. And I have my favorite recent solds over 30 days. I'll show you my favorite recent solds over 30 days old, where I got them, how much I paid, and what they are selling for. Some of them don't sell for that much money, but hey, that's okay. A profit's a profit. Come on along and I'll show you what's sold and why I like them. Here's a 1956 McCall's Vintage Pattern Girls Slippers. And I put 50s mid-century. This was one of my favorite solds because Backyard Trucker Andy gave me a big box of patterns. Now they were in kind of rough shape, I have to say. Some of them worse than others. This one was in pretty bad shape. However, I took a picture of what's in there, and most of them were not even used at all. So if you look at the bottom of patterns, they have a date, and that will also help you to find out how old they are, if you can see down here. So that's the date. Vintage patterns sell really, really well. So this one sold for $7.99 plus shipping. So even though I have sales that aren't really big, they do add up. So I was going to sell these locally, but I thought, hey, if I price these per piece and make $8 a piece or $10 a piece, that's quite a bit of money. So I've already made around $60, $80 or so on these already. And here is a white stag size extra large fuchsia purple pink floral long crepe maxi skirt. So this one sold for $14. And this is definitely one I would put cottage core in the title or country chic, or these are really pretty. Now I bought this at a church sale, and so I got a whole cart of goodies for a couple dollars. Look how pretty these are. And some of these can be kind of heavier, so make sure that you are calculating that during shipping. But look at how pretty that is. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the colors of it. I wish that I could have wore this skirt because it was so pretty. I would have kept it for myself if it would have fit. Here's a Hug Fun St. Jude's new Polar Bar Plaid Camp Hat Scarf Winter Plush. Really cute bear. And this one sold for $15.57, and I took an offer on that. And I don't mind taking offers. Shipping was $9.99, so all in it was $27.67. Now I do share part of my shipping discount. I figure some of that I probably need for shipping supplies, but I try to pass my shipping discount on to others, so shipping is not so expensive because shipping is kind of outrageous these days. So it's nice that eBay gives me a discount and then I can share that discount onto others too. It's kind of a win-win. Look at this cute little bear. He's so cute. And I also took a picture of the tags just to show people exactly what it looks like. There it is. Now here's something I would always pick up, and it is an Italy St. Raphael Pray for Us vintage silver tone pendant. Now I did not test any of these. I just quickly listed them. I had a huge bag of antique and vintage jewelry from a very, very old pioneer estate auction, and this was a really, really old house. So basically, the family inherited it, you know, down generation to generation to generation, but they were living somewhere else and didn't want the farm anymore, so they were selling absolutely everything off. This beautiful jewelry was part of it, and it sold for $36 and shipping. And definitely grab these if you see them. They never stay lifted very long. They sell very well for very good money. And as you can see, they're not very big, but they sell really well. I love selling jewelry. It's easy to store, easy to list, easy to ship. So what could be better than that? It's always a yes, yes for me. I love these little pieces of history. I think they're beautiful. Okay, and here's a cross, Live, Laugh, Love Inspirational Bracelet with a magnetic clasp, faux leather. So I try to put as many details as I can in here when it doesn't have like a name brand. And this is one that I got in one of my Goodwill boxes that I had of jewelry. And I took a nice picture of it and got it listed. It sold for $8.79. I think all in I paid about $30 for this whole lot. So that was a really good deal, and this happened to be just one of the bracelets that was in there. It's really, really cute. It's a nice inspirational religious bracelet. Very nice. So if you don't have a name brand, just put as many descriptions as you can in there. Okay, and here's the ACLS Advanced Cardiac Life Support Lapel Pen Brooch, Goldtown Estate Find. This came in an estate find of jewelry in a jewelry bag. You can get lapel pins very cheap. Sometimes they even come in a big bag of lapel pins, and even if you pay like $10 a bag, you're going to make quite a bit of money on them. This one itself sold for $18.99. So I think I paid around $14 for a bag, and I had a lot of lapel pins, and it also had other jewelry in it. Now you can see here that it had a date, and I don't think I put the date in that, but you're going to probably want to put the date in there. And any other little finds. I didn't put very much information on here, but this is where you would find it. And I think it says 1977, it looks like. And this one sold right away, right after I listed it. I've sold hundreds of lapel pins. They're definitely one of my favorite things to list. And here's a Homeco Home Interiors Vintage Victorian Lady on a chair hat figurine. This is probably from the 90s, I would assume, or maybe the 80s. As you can see under here, this is where the sticker is. And there's also a stamp. And that is what that looks like. And this one sold for $49.99. Now, I was a little bit nervous on shipping this one because you can see her hand was very, very delicate. There's some delicate pieces. It's kind of an odd shape. So what I do with all breakables like this, I just double box things. First, I'll wrap it in tissue paper just to make sure there's nothing touching the fingers. And then I will wrap it in bubble wrap, and usually 2 layers of bubble wrap. I will box it and then box it again. Sometimes I'll just wrap it in cardboard and then box it. This one got double boxed for sure. And shipping was $12.99. It did cost more than $12.99, but with Pirate Ship, I was able to get a discount and ship that on and pass that discount on to the buyer. This was one of my favorite finds, and I got this. I probably paid, I would say, $1 or $2. I bought this at a local auction, and it was a bunch of lady figurines. Here's a 90s vintage Alan Page 910 houndstooth blazer jacket topper tie back. So as soon as I changed it up a little bit, now this has been for sale forever. And this one sold for $14 plus shipping. So I basically changed it up. And all I did is change the wording, and I also put it under the vintage clothing category. And then what do you know? It's sold, and it's sold right away after that. That's so strange. But if things are sitting around a little bit, definitely change up your listing. Unlist it, relist it as a new listing, and get that thing sold. This one I got at the Goodwill bin, so I paid less than $1. Here is a large tomato teardrop disc modern statement necklace. So this one sold and we are all in at $12.56. It did not sell for a lot, but this also came in a huge Goodwill box. So with this one, I was definitely trying to get my money back on this one. It was a huge box of Christmas, and it was all Christmas colors, which I thought was really fun for Christmas and all that and all whatever. But the box itself, the things in it, there was not many things to pull out of to resell because most of the items were like dollar items. This one was not. But the box was so bad. I literally didn't think I was going to get my money back out of that. So I just went to town and I sold things piece by piece and just took some good pictures and some close-up pictures and it sold. And I've definitely got my money back out of that box. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, that's for sure. Sometimes if you make a bad buy, you just gotta make the best of it. And hey, at least I paid for the box. Okay, and here's another lapel pin that sold. This one sold for $12. This is God and Me Red Cross Shield Lapel Pin. I had to look this up with a Google Lens because I wasn't sure what this was. This was an estate find, and again, it just came with a lapel pin, so I think it was probably the same package as the other one was in. And this was also a Boy Scouts item. So I was happy to sell that. And this one also sold right away. And here's the back. It's very small. Just make sure to take some good pictures of it and get it listed. Okay, and here's a CJ Banks 2X long skirt, purple ditzy floral, cottagecore prairie. Make sure when you're using these title, cottagecore and prairie is definitely a good keyword to use for these. This is a longer skirt with a floral design. You could also use like Secretary Chic or Secretary Geek. This one sold for $30. And here's the close-ups. And this hit my favorites list. I really like selling pretty skirts. I think it's fun. I like selling pretty things. And here is a shirt and skirt outfit that's sold for $40. It's a Danny and Nicole New York 18W. It's a blue floral short sleeve shirt jacket skirt. And this is an outfit, which is really nice because then you can kind of mix it up a little bit and really have two outfits or one outfit or maybe even three. And this is something that sold right away. It also came from that church sale that I went to. And I found some really good church clothes that are great for also working and going to work or just looking nice. Look at how pretty that is. That sold right away. Here's some silver tone hoop round clasp closure earrings. Now these didn't have a name brand either and I did not test them. They sold for $8.19 plus shipping. They were some pretty big hoops, but as you can see on the clasp, they were made pretty well. And they seem to be like pretty good quality earrings. Now these came in one of my estate sale bags of jewelry, and I just listed and sold them. They didn't sell for much, but it all adds up. And I love to sell jewelry. It's my favorite thing to sell. This one sold for $7.99, and here is another pattern, and this is a cute McCall's vintage size 6 pattern girls knickers, shorts, pants, and vest. Another one that sold. The kids items seem to be selling really well, or like the odd things, like the weird looking shoes. So kids and different things or costumes seem to be selling pretty quickly, and they're really, really easy to list. They basically have all the information on them and usually the date too. So that hit my favorite sold. Super, super easy. Here is a 60s wood vintage small disc barrel clasp necklace, beige and black. And this hit my favorite solds. It sold for $12. And here's the back clasp. It's definitely a vintage item. And it was a pretty small piece, but it's wood and it was all hand carved. Definitely a neat little piece. So that hit my favorites list. Okay, here's one that sold for $17. Here's the 80s, 90s Oldsmobile, and this is a lapel pen. I bought this at a flea market. I found a whole box of these. Like literally hundreds of these pens. And I actually had somebody message me and say that they knew I didn't really sell many. And I had a lot to sell. But hey, these things sell really well for, and I have sold hundreds of lapel pens. So in that case, I said, well, give me an offer. Send me an offer and I'll take a look at it. So I had an offer of $17 and I took it. But what people don't realize is I love selling lapel pens. I love to buy them. They're so easy to do and they're so small. And it's definitely a good vintage, like advertising or a little piece of history. So this was fun to ship. And a lot of times I'll get messages from buyers saying, hey, thanks, I put it here, I put it there, I have a special jacket. Or, you know, I'm filling this jacket with lapel pins from this or that. So it's really interesting because I get a lot of feedback on lapel pins. And I think it's great. I love to hear what buyers are doing with the items. It's always great to hear good things. Okay, and this necklace sold for $49. Definitely don't pass these by, and I'm guilty of this. I have definitely passed these by. I find them a lot here. I think a lot of people from Michigan like to go to Hawaii, or maybe that's everywhere, I'm not sure. But I definitely find these a lot at estate sales. And this is a vintage Hawaiian lawn strand shell, wedding seashells, lei necklace. There's probably some other keywords I could add in here, but I thought this was really neat. And for $49, I was happy with that. And this piece went all the way back to Hawaii. So I hope you enjoyed my favorite solds, and those are my recent things over 30 days old. Have a great week, everybody. Bye. Hey, but before editing, Panera gave me a coupon. Soup, get a free sandwich. So I have lunch for the next 2 days. Get this video and have some lunch. Now, if you like my eBay content, more of that will be coming out, especially in the winter and the fall, but for summertime, I just like getting out and enjoying the weather. So, but today is gloomy, so I'm going to be editing. I guess it's kind of a win-win. So I got a yummy caprese sandwich, vegetarian, and a bowl of soup for tomorrow. Or I might have the bowl of soup today and the sandwich tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, look at this. I'm also a Sip Club member, so I get a Sip Club free. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye.